From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 6.
Thanks for being with us. The State Assembly is working on its last scheduled session day of the year.
Amy Reed joins us live from the Capitol to run us through their busy agenda. Amy?
Yeah, take a look at this agenda. 26 pages. They fit a lot into this last scheduled session of the year, which Democrats say is the second earliest that they've adjourned in 20 years. And this morning, Democrats didn't get a chance to say much else.
All right, thanks. We'll see you on the floor.
Democrats were forced to finish their news conference early when the clerk started calling roll ahead of schedule.
Good morning. It's nice to be here bright and early, especially doing something that's really important for our state.
Lawmakers got right to the debate, starting with tax cuts, a $250 million proposal that would give the average taxpayer $105 back.
When taxpayers pay too much to the government, our job is to make sure we return those funds back so the cycle can continue with our economy growing and our unemployment rate staying low.
Many Democrats said they still support the other option, the governor's plan of using a projected surplus to put hundreds of millions toward education and property tax relief.
Investing in public education is bar none the best thing we can do to create opportunity in the state.
The final vote showed two Dems siding with Republicans, sending the tax cut to a governor reluctant to move from his plan. Legislators also used the last session to discuss mandating cursive in elementary schools and duplicating federal work in raising the tobacco purchase age to 21. Not advancing is either bill that would set timelines for testing and storage of rape kits. The Senate said they wouldn't take the bill logged with immigration and school voucher language, and the original bill, backed by advocates, was left off the agenda for these legislators, leaving sexual assault victims waiting until next year for action.
Justice delayed is justice denied in terms of victims out there knowing that there are perpetrators who could be brought to justice.
Now, those bills on cursive and tobacco have finally gotten their turn. They both passed, but they still await their turn in the Senate. The Assembly still has a long ways to go tonight. Now, they may be back again this year in May. That's when they'll schedule an override vote if Governor Evers decides not to sign the tax cut bill into law.
Amy Reed reporting tonight. Amy, thank you.
And today, the State Department of Justice released new data about the sexual assault evidence kits that have been tested. Out of almost 4,500 kits that were tested, 1,038 kits were identified to have foreign DNA and were added to a national database of DNA profiles. Right now, 40 cases have been referred for a charging decision. A total of 12 criminal cases have been filed.
The Assembly is scheduled to vote on a bill to allow bars in Wisconsin to stay open until 4 a.m. during the Democratic National Convention. Republican Assembly Speaker Robin Vos says he supports the move because after hearing presidential candidate Bernie Sanders speak, people are going to, quote, need a drink. The bill isn't seeing the same support in the Senate. Yesterday, Senate Majority Leader Scott Fitzgerald said the proposal had lost momentum due to concerns about drunk drivers on the roads.
Well, the National Weather Service is warning there's an above-average risk for flooding in southern Wisconsin this spring. That's because 2019 was the wettest year on record in our state, so soils are saturated and the snowpack continues to contain more water than is average for this time of year. Sauk County Emergency Management Director Jeff Jelinek says that he's not worried about flooding in the immediate future, but he's already talking with weather experts preparing for the snowmelt in the spring.
It all depends on if type of weather we have, if we get just a slow melt or if it gets real hot and then it starts to rain, or it's all up in the air. So it's just a matter of trying to get people prepared.
Jelinek says that buying those sandbags and getting things off the floor of your basement will help. We'll have more information on flood preparedness meetings this spring on our Channel 3000 website. And as we head into the spring, the Climate Prediction Center monthly precipitation outlook just came out. Fortunately for this part of the country, it's calling for below normal precipitation, at least for the month of March, centered on Madison, about a 40 to 45% chance of below normal precipitation. But the seasonal outlook, which takes into account March March, April, and May is calling for above normal precipitation. Not a high percentage chance, about a 35% chance of above normal precipitation here, but certainly the drier the weather can be, the better off we are. And the snow is still very prevalent across the state. Most of the state has a dense snowpack. Even here in southern Wisconsin to the north and west of Madison, you can see between about 6 and 12 or more inches of snow on the ground, especially for areas north and west of Madison. That made a difference in low temperatures last night. Here in Madison, we dropped to 8 below zero, and temperatures were between 15 and 20 below zero to our north and to our west. But temperatures over the next few hours will continue to fall, and then they'll start rising overnight, and that's good news for tomorrow. Look for sunny skies. It'll be windy, but our high temperature should top out at 34. Later on, I'll take a look at a forecast that includes some 40s for the weekend, but also some chances for snow next week.
A trial date has been set for the Madison East High School teacher who was facing federal child pornography charges. David Crutchton is accused of being involved in 2 incidents where hidden cameras were placed in students' hotel rooms in Minneapolis. Crutchton was supposed to appear in court today, but waived his appearance. A trial date was set for September 21st at 9 a.m. in federal court. Crutchton is facing 7 counts of child pornography charges. If convicted, he could serve a maximum of 15 years for each count. A former NICU nurse who admitted to abusing multiple babies in his care will spend 13 years behind bars.
Danica Lewis has more on the sentence and what parents had to say in court today. Danica?
Eric and Charlotte, Christopher Capeham worked at Meriter Hospital, you may remember, and pleaded guilty to 19 felonies last fall, admitting to abusing 10 babies over the course of about a year. Before he was sentenced today, a few of the victims' parents made their case to the judge on just how long Capeham should serve. We were asked not to identify those parents or their now toddlers, but they shared stories of overwhelming guilt and ongoing anxiety, saying they already felt uneasy about leaving their vulnerable infants with strangers, and this experience will have a lasting impact on their sense of trust in anyone responsible for their children.
We feel as parents that we failed him. The single most important job of a parent is to protect their child, and we were not able to do that. Our belief and trust in healthcare is shattered. We feel betrayed.
In addition to his 13 years in prison, Capeham is not allowed to contact the victims or families involved in this case. He cannot have unsupervised contact with anyone under 18 or be employed by a healthcare provider without special permission. And he will also undergo a mental health assessment and treatment. That therapy is something one of the mothers asked for specifically today, saying maybe, just maybe, that will lead to more accountability for what he did and fewer questions about why this happened.
Danica, thank you. A group monitoring a legal settlement over the Milwaukee Police Department's stop and frisk practices reports that officers failed to document a justification in 80% of those incidents in the first half of last year. They found many of the officers' narratives didn't have enough detail to establish any reasonable suspicion that people being frisked were armed or dangerous. This research part of a $3.4 million settlement with the American Civil Liberties Union of Wisconsin. Right now, hospitals across the country are still dealing with a nursing shortage. The turnover rate nationwide now 14%. Madison sits just below that rate, 13%. The Bureau of Labor Statistics says by 2022 there will be a deficit of nearly 1 million nurses. We spoke to a nurse at UW Health who says the shortage is causing burnout, and many leave the industry after their first year on the job.
Nurses tend to be nurses at home too, and so therefore it's even harder because you don't really stop being in charge of or caring for other people, much less ourselves as nurses.
Tonight on News 3 Now at 10, our Jamie Perez explores the reasons for the nursing shortage and what the UW is doing to increase the amount of nurses locally.
A group from the Madison Police K-9 unit has selected 3 new K-9 candidates. They selected the dogs from Shallow Creek Kennels in Pennsylvania. In March, 3 officers will return there to begin a rigorous 6-week handler training. According to a release, they believe the K-9 candidates are very promising, and once they determine they'll be a good fit for the Madison K-9 team, they will share more information. Dane County Humane Society is treating its 2nd swan this year for lead poisoning.
The swan was rescued February 10th and brought to the Wildlife Center after it was observed being inactive for 24 hours. The swan's lead toxicity levels have increased after medication, but the Humane Society's wildlife training supervisor says they are not in the clear just yet.
It's reached at least 40 from 300, so that's great. Still a ways to go, and then obviously we have to make sure that it doesn't continue to leach out of the bone if that's where the lead is being stored. So it will take a number of weeks yet for us to confirm that the levels are low enough until we can release them.
Caretakers are optimistic this second swan will be released back into the wild. Another swan with higher levels of lead toxicity was rescued last month, but that swan did not survive. Scientists have determined that the lead found in the swan came from a fishing sinker.
Next at 6, new community efforts to make sure black mothers have the resources they need to give birth to a healthy baby.
And a 6-year-old Madison rapper has an empowering message to share with young girls. The story behind her new Boss Queen track when we come back.
You wouldn't go to Stanton, would you, Fergus? You don't think that Stanton's glasses are more beautiful than mine, do you? I am going to ask you one last time.
At Stanton Optical, get 2 pair for $59.95, plus a free eye exam.
Goldman Cars is starting off the new year with a bang. Many vehicles priced under $99.95 or $155 per month.
Get a 2015 Hyundai Elantra for only $89.95 or $139 per month.
Or a 2015 Jeep Patriot for only $89.95 or $139 per month.
Or a 2010 Acura TSX for $99.95 or $155 per month.
Many vehicles to choose from for under $99.95 or $155 per month.
Go to Goldman Cars East or West.
You gotta go to Goldman, GoldmanCars.com.
Shop the final days of Grand Appliance and TV's President's Day sale. Save with extended sale pricing and an extra 5% rebate available exclusively at Grand Appliance. Get unbeatable deals like this Samsung 4-piece kitchen with counter depth fridge and convection range for just $23.28. Appliance deals no one can beat. Exclusively at Grand Appliance and TV. Shop grandappliance.com or the store nearest you to save. You make it home, we make it grand.
Everything must go in American Freight. Don't wait. Take it home today for $50 and no payments for 60 days. Mattress sets from $49 each piece. Memory foam sets from $119 each piece. Sofas from $198. Sectionals from $298. 3-piece bedroom sets from $198. 3 rooms of furniture, 18 pieces from $998. Free layaway till tax time or longer if needed. Same-day delivery ends February 29th at the corner of North Stoughton and Kinsman Boulevard.
They look great. They're affordable. Stanton, how do you do it? Oh, nice. Are those? Get out!
At Stanton Optical, get 2 pair for $59.95, plus a free eye exam.
Additional community resources are going toward helping black mothers in Dane County give birth to healthy babies. A report by the Foundation for Black Women's Wellness says that babies born to African American mothers are 2 times more likely than white infants to be born with low birth weights. To help change that, the Dane County Health Council is partnering with Epic to identify a mother's needs during prenatal appointments and quickly connecting them with agencies that help with housing, employment, and child care assistance.
We believe that this care coordination model is a great way that health systems and community together can reduce the costs associated with health, poor health outcomes, the costs over time of unhealthy babies, of mothers disconnected from systems.
The Dane County Health Council is also investing to support training for African American doulas who assist mothers before, during, and after pregnancy. They're also forming a new Black Maternal and Child Health Alliance.
The Oregon Library is raising money for its new building. They say every donation will help.
One of the gifts, for example, came from a 10-year-old boy who donated his birthday money because he feels the library is really important. We also had some students do a lemonade stand to donate money that way, so no gift is really too small. Everyone can make a difference.
Library director says the current library is very busy, so they're looking to more than triple their current space. The Village of Oregon has already donated $6 million to this effort, and they're looking to raise an additional $4 million from the community by June. So far, private donors have already contributed more than $1 million. New features will include dedicated areas for storytelling, community meetings, and teens. A Madison father and daughter are looking to inspire others through music. 6-year-old Zeta Stewart was recently the star of a locally produced rap music video that has thousands of views.
She is adorable. Jamie Perez sat down with them today and shares how they got involved with this to begin with.
If anyone out there doesn't feel like a boss, leave it to 6-year-old Zeta Stewart to tell you otherwise.
What got you into rapping?
My brain. She may not be a big conversationalist in front of the camera, but when she's in the studio.
Yeah.
And this queen was inspired by her dad, Taj Stewart, who's been making music for the last 8 years. Taj's love for music has some deep roots. It all started after his friend went missing in Beloit on August 6, 2011.
Basically, I started making music when he went missing, and then, it's pretty much just been all energy and everything since then. And
his friend, who goes by the stage name KO, was never found. It pushed Taj to continue doing what KO loved by getting behind the mic.
That was like the main thing that he did, so he actually really got a lot of our friends involved with, making music.
And after seeing the fire that lit up when her dad got behind the mic.
What made you first want to start making music?
Because I saw you making it.
Yeah, she basically just told me one day when we were in the studio, Dad, I want to make a song. And I'm just like, okay, let's do it. I ain't gonna hold you back from it.
Taj helped his queen produce her first video.
It's like, oh, okay, yeah.
I love it.
And this video turned out to be more than just a fun project inspired by her dad.
Wow, this is actually pretty cool because it's, the hook is so catchy, so all the little girls and everything singing I'm a boss queen. And I just feel like that's super, catchy and super inspiring because it's just telling them that, hey, I'm a boss, I'm a queen, at any age, a young age or anything. And I think words are very powerful.
Zeta loved it so much, she's planning on starting an early career from it.
How many ever songs she wants to make, if that's not something?
100 songs.
As a way to teach others that music can bring people together in times of hardships and inspire others who may lack that confidence at the same time.
I feel like it's really a good push, seeing a little 6-year-old killing it.
Leave it to Zeta to tell you that the message might just catch on. In Madison, I'm Jamie Perez.
And see it on YouTube, and they might like it.
News 3 Now.
Yeah.
She's a talent. I like the father-daughter bond there. They got a great rapport.
The kids say totes adorbs.
Yeah, she is. All right, next at 6, another bitter cold night, but a warm-up is coming.
High temperatures could reach the 40s by the weekend. Gary has the details in your First Warn forecast.
Need glasses now? We have a lens lab in every store and can make them for you in as little as 30 minutes.
2 pairs start at just $38.71, and 91% of our glasses are ready the same day. No one makes glasses faster than I'm Express.
Update your curb appeal with a new outdoor security light from Menards. Find your style with Patriot Lighting. This FlexView quad head motion sensor outdoor wall light comes on at dusk and brightens up when motion is detected. Only $74.99. Over 120 in stock Sylvania LED bulbs are on sale. These LED bulbs last up to 11,000 hours and use 85% less energy than 60-watt bulbs. Pick up a 4-pack for $4.99. Find amazing deals right now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Steinhaffel's President's Day sale is ending soon. Last chance to save 35 to 75% store-wide, plus an extra $100 off. Get incredible bonus buys like this reclining sofa, $3.99. Sectional, $7.99. Plus get an extra 10% off all Legacy Kids collections. All this, plus 60 months special financing. Steinhaffel's has the largest selection of quality furniture and mattresses for every budget. Hurry in. Steinhaffel's President's Day sale ends Saturday.
Another reason East Madison Toyota customers love our eVantage program, the digital buying experience. Everything was online, didn't have to go to the dealership. Great price and financing. They even delivered the car to my house. This is the way car buying should be. It's fast and easy. The eVantage program at the #1 Toyota certified pre-owned dealer in Wisconsin, East Madison Toyota, conveniently located off I-90 and 151.
From kids to pets and parties, we'll lay the groundwork for all of life's awesome moments. This is Tom Coyle. My family and I say thank you. We're proud to have been a part of this community for 75 years. During our 75th anniversary event, standard carpet installation is just $75. Carpet 1 room, 3 rooms, even your whole house, and installation is only $75. Coyle Carpet 1 Floor and Home, locally owned and operated since 1945.
At Papa Murphy's, we're making flavor magic for just $9. Introducing the new Combo Magnifico, a magical combination of giant pepperoni, sausage, mushrooms, and onions, all for just $9. Bake it yourself, then make it disappear. We make it, you bake it, Papa Murphy's.
Well, it was a cold day today after a bitterly cold night last night. The live view from the Queen Bee Radio Skycam in Platteville looking out toward the west. It's a pretty sunset this evening, but that kind of belies the fact that it's pretty cold out there. In fact, here in Madison, the Edgewater Skycam in downtown Madison is showing mostly clear skies, but the almanac for today shows that our temperature this morning dropped to 8 degrees below zero. Now, that it was far from the record low of 21 below set back in 1929, but notice that's about 25 degrees below average. And our high temperature of 17 wasn't much of a bargain either compared to the average high of 33. But it'll still be very cold tonight. Temperatures will start rising later on tonight, and that will signal a change back toward milder weather with highs in the mid-30s for tomorrow and probably lower 40s for both Saturday and Sunday. Still watching snow chances for next week. We're not sure if it's going to be one bigger storm system or maybe a couple of smaller systems that bring us several inches of snow accumulation, but what is pretty prevalent is that the temperatures that will be above normal this weekend will drop to below normal in the wake of the snow for the end of next week. Out in the Pacific Ocean, the jet stream kind of disorganized, so we're seeing separate weather systems rather than one big system. That's what kind of leads me to believe that we might be looking at a more prolonged snow event next week with lighter snow over a longer period of time. But in the short term, things are very quiet around the Midwest. We just have the cold air around here, and on future track, you can see skies mainly clear overnight, but of more importance is the winds are out of the southwest, and that will keep our temperatures start rising later on tonight and through the day tomorrow. And even as we head into Saturday, those temperatures will be in the lower 40s. Sunday, we'll see a little more cloud cover after some clouds start moving in from the west Saturday night, and then that will lead to the snow chances for next week. One of the computer models showing about 6 to 9 inches of snow, but over about a 3-day period from Monday through Wednesday, with lesser amounts farther to the west, whereas the other longer range computer model shows just about a 1 to 3 inch snowfall. So a much more benign weather system. For tomorrow, though, look for sunny skies, but it'll be windy. Temperature, though, back up at 34 degrees, and the 7 to 10-day forecast calls for temperatures to be in the 40s this weekend. Snow, perhaps mixed with some rain in the afternoon Monday and Tuesday, then colder weather toward the end of next week.
Well, the Milwaukee Bucks are back in action for their first game since the All-Star break. We'll have a preview next.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
The Russ Darrow Auto Show Plus event. 0 do-it signing, plus no payments for 90 days, plus 0% for 66 months. Drive this 2020 Kia Sportage for $264 per month. It's the Russ Darrow Madison Kia Auto Show Plus event on Odana Road in Madison.
What you see is important to you. How you see is important to us. We're Shopco Optical. You'll see.
He's thinking recliner. You're thinking sofa. It's okay. Everyone wins at the President's Sale at Slumberland Furniture. 25% off unadvertised items and sale items marked down even more. This sofa for just $398. This bed just $298 with base. This Sealy Posturepedic pillow top mattress for only $394. That's over $800 off. And did you know you get free shipping with no minimum? And most items can be in your home in a week. Hurry, the President's Sale ends soon at Slumberland Furniture.
Life's more rewarding at Plains Farm and Fleet during our Rewards Member Appreciation Weekend this Friday through Sunday. Not a Rewards member? Sign up for free, in-store, online, or on the Farm and Fleet app. And this weekend only, earn double points for every dollar you spend. Plus, free giveaways on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for the first 100 members through checkout. Life's more rewarding with double points during Plains Farm and Fleet's Rewards Member Appreciation Weekend. Don't miss it.
Now, we know the Trump strategy. Try to win by attacking, distorting, dividing. Mr. President, it won't work.
Newspapers report Bloomberg is the Democrat Trump fears most. As president, universal health care that lets people keep their coverage if they like it. A record on job creation. A doable plan to combat climate change.
I led a complex, diverse city through 9/11, and I have common sense plans to move America away from chaos to progress.
I'm Mike Bloomberg, and I approve this message.
The Russ Darrow Auto Show Plus event. 0 do-it signing, plus no payments for 90 days, plus 0% for 66 months. Drive this 2020 Kia Sportage for $264 per month. It's the Russ Darrow Madison Kia Auto Show Plus event on Odana Road in Madison.
114 over 70.
Very good.
A nursing shortage has put a serious strain on the healthcare industry.
It becomes more and more challenging.
How it could impact the care you receive, and a look at local efforts to recruit and support nurses. Tonight on News 3 Now at 10.
Well, it's been a long break for pro hoops fans, but tonight, after what feels like forever, the Milwaukee Bucks are back in action. The 46-8 Bucks have the best record in the association and have dominated this first portion of the NBA season. Now they're facing up against the Central Division rival in the Detroit Pistons tonight at the Pizza Palace, Little Caesars Arena in Detroit. And it's only fitting because Milwaukee has feasted against divisional opponents this year, going 28-4. Although something tells me headed into these next few weeks, their team leader will have his hands full.
You know, now that I have a baby, I kind of feel sleepy. I need some rest. I need to sleep. But, you know, obviously you're in a good place. You know, when you have a baby, it's the, best thing that can ever happen to you. I'm in a good place.
That obviously just a few days ago during All-Star Weekend in Chicago, and something tells me Giannis got some rest because they're already dominating up early in the first 14-7 over the Pistons, and Antetokounmpo has 10 points. We'll have that final score as well as highlights and analysis tonight at 10. Now, from a team that's at the top of the table to a team fighting to get there, the Wisconsin Badgers men's basketball team gearing up for the 2 final weeks of play in an absolutely stacked Big Ten conference. Now, coming into today, Wisconsin is in a 4-way tie for 3rd in the Big Ten with Iowa, Illinois, and Michigan State. Now, the Badgers not getting a chance to improve on their record until this Sunday when they play Rutgers at home. Now, head coach Greg Gard talked about his team's ability to get hot at this time of year following their win over Purdue on Tuesday.
You always try to get better as the year goes on, and that's maybe things that we didn't quite understand or figure out or were good enough in November and December, and you get into January and then into February. Hopefully you should be crescendoing up and starting to play your best basketball.
Now, did we say the Big Ten was stacked? Because this is what we mean by that. The 3rd through 8 teams in the conference, all separated by just 1 game. And you can see Wisconsin there in that log jam of the 4-way tie. And breathing down their necks, take a look at that. Rutgers, their opponent this Sunday. Now, lastly, Brewers continuing their spring training in Arizona today. And try this one on for size, courtesy from our sister station in Milwaukee. And yes, that is Ryan Braun taking grounders at first. The former MVP has played more than 1,000 games, just 18 of those at first. But with the signing of Brock Holt yesterday, this Brewers squad seems to really be testing how versatile they can be with that defensive lineup. And as a reminder, the Brewers do play their very first spring training game this Saturday, so maybe some familiar faces, but different places this year for the Brewers team.
It's just something so nice to see the green grass and the dirt of baseball season.
Gives you hope
Send me
for
there.
what's to come.
Gary always looks forward to that.
Take a look at the camera view from the WIC Skycam. That looks pretty. The only problem is
the grass
out there. Yeah. Look at the temperatures dropping to just above 0 by about 10 p.m. and then actually starting to rise overnight, and look for a high tomorrow of about 34 degrees with temperatures expected to be in the 40s this weekend. Some snow chances, maybe extra rain early next week, and then cold at the end of the week.
All right, Gary, thanks. Thanks for joining us.
You have a great evening, and we'll see you back here at 10.